We started off this conversation by laughing, so I'm coming into this laughing because you were trying to confuse me. This is Faith Howard Mooney with Inside the TMC Family, and I have Jim Jancy, not Janikowski or whatever the last name was,
There's enough
who
C's
is
and Z's in there to confuse anybody for sure.
exactly so Jim Jancy, who is the president of New Fed Mortgage out of the Boston area, and so excited to talk with you today. So
You
thanks
as
for
well.
joining me.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
yeah. So we've known each other for it seems like
Ever?
eons ever. I used to be in that market a lot when I was in sales, and yet I've never known like your whole story of how things started with you. So excited today to kind of share that. But first, I would like to allow you the opportunity to just give us a brief little snippet about who NewFed is.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's been great. So New Fed's a retail lender in Boston, Mass. A little bit larger than what most locals probably expect from New Fed. Brian D'Amico, the CEO, had hired me back in September actually to grow New Fed outside New England. So we're licensed in 20 states now. Probably licensed in every state east of Mississippi by probably second to third quarter, we're hoping. So
Oh,
fingers crossed. So a lot of growth. I know this market's kind of anti-growth at this moment in time because of the headwinds we have. But yeah, so retail lender, they've been around for 20 plus years. Again, Brian D'Amico, CEO, has been there since the beginning. So approximately 1.5 billion in servicing at this point. Fannie Freddie ticket. I don't think we'll have Virginia anytime soon because nobody is, but we do have our application in. So we'll see. But yeah, so we're probably a 50-50 mix between retained and service released at this point. And we sell to all the aggregators that you know and some of our TMC family members as well. So quick
yeah.
snippet.
Well, love hearing the word grow. So you guys are growing. So congrats to you in a market
Thank you.
like the one that we're in. Good lender members take advantage of the market that we're in. So we absolutely love to hear that. So now let's
Yeah.
get to learn a little bit more about you. So share with us what your first job ever
Oh
was.
boy. First job ever. Probably I had a lot of jobs, I will tell you. Don't ask me. I know my first and I love my last one right now, up to date. Anything in between, it's been a wild ride in the mortgage business. But I think it was a working for a small, it was called Marvin Grain and Hard. I think it was a hardware store. Yeah, it was a hardware store in my town in Dartmouth, Mass, where I grew up, and we had a work program where our guidance counselors would find kids work, and all the employees in the area would put in job openings. And I don't know why I picked that one, but I did. So funny story. I still to this day the owner's son is a couple years older than me. In the town that I grew up in, and we're still friends to this day because of that job that I took. So, and his dad has since retired, but he's an attorney actually. Funny story, he's an attorney. So,
That is super fun. That is super fun. I always say
so
that
lifelong
sometimes,
friends, I guess, right? You never know.
yeah, out of your first
You
job,
never
you just
know. That
never
that was
know.
my dad said you'd be good at networking.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's why you naturally chose a job like that. So from there, I mean, how did you end up in mortgage?
Like anybody else by accident, I guess. I don't know if you go to school and say I want to be a mortgage banker or get in this business, but um actually I'm a pilot by trade, that's what I went to school for. And I think if I remember correctly, Baybank back in the day had a program where they were hiring loan officers. It was a regional bank here in Massachusetts, and I applied and I got the job, and I was doing it part-time as a loan officer, and I realized I was really good at it, so I was making more money doing that than my day job. And that switched over to TPO. I went over to do a wholesale account executive, which got me turned on to how the back office works behind the curtain, so to speak. Um, and then I realized I was way better than that mortgage broker that was as a loan officer because that's what they were. So I'm like, how are you making way more money than me? How do I get that job? So I found out how to get your mortgage license, and applied for my broker's license in Massachusetts and started my own company, sold it 10 years later, and here I am. So back to retail after all the correspondent years most people know me
Yeah.
as.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's where I met you, was in that space for
That's right.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, thinking back on those times, are there any like words of wisdom or something that sticks out to you that you wish you would have known, like in the beginning, that would make, an impact on maybe somebody coming into this space currently?
Um, yeah, lots. I mean, how long do we have? What's the time? I don't know if I can do it in 5 minutes, but um, yeah, I mean, listen, I think I actually matured more in my 40s. I just turned 50 now, so I've been, 20, it'll be 27 years in the mortgage business,
Good for you.
um, coming up this spring. Um, there's always tomorrow, I guess, is probably a really good one. Where as I was younger, everything had to be done yesterday, right? And maybe that just is just naturally progression of maturity in everybody's life. But in the mortgage business, um, it always seems like the deal, that's the last deal to be had. There's no other deal behind it. And I would say there was always another deal behind it. So there's always a tomorrow. But my salesman in me always says that time kills all deals. So there's a balance in between, right? So hurry up and slow down at the same time. So, but I
Yeah,
think that just comes with maturity and as our careers progress, some things we know that it's going to be okay,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And there is
So,
there is another day. That's a good thing for people to hear in the environment that we're in right now too.
yeah,
Like we're all still here. We've been here for a while. It goes in cycles and
it sucks, but
it does. I would agree. I think everybody would agree with that one for sure.
not great, but what else can you do?
Yeah. So if you were in mortgage, what would we find you doing?
Oh boy. Well, if I had any musical skills, probably in a rock band or some sort of musical band, but that is out the window.
We can
Good
test
question.
you
It would
on
probably
that
be
when we're
some,
in Nashville. We'll,
yeah,
we'll, we'll take you up on that one in Nashville. We'll give you a
yes, or
test.
karaoke. You guys can judge for tell me, do I have a career or stay in mortgages? Um,
Oh,
Good question. My first passion has always been flying, and I still fly. I'm a pilot today, so I think I would most likely have done that for my career. There's no doubt. I think when I was younger, it was, if for those who remember, I graduated high school in 1990, college in 94. Wasn't the best time to become a pilot. There was a lot of furloughs. Nowadays, there's a pilot shortage.
right.
So it was really difficult to get a job as a pilot. Nowadays, it's a lot easier. So I would have stuck with it. I would have been fine. But now I do it for fun. But I think I would have done that for my career, no
Yeah.
doubt.
I could totally see that with you. So, as we've talked about before in the past, I have just a passion for Massachusetts and that particular part of the United States. It's where my mother was born and it's where I spent all of my summers. So, I always like to tap into like the local knowledge of the area. So, favorite thing to do in Massachusetts in the summertime?
For me, boating. I'm a huge boater. So I live in Dartmouth, Mass, which is a little waterfront community. And we have a village called Peyton Iron Village, which is a nice little kind of quiet, hidden. I shouldn't say that now. Everybody's going to know about
Now,
it. See, you
yeah,
ruined it.
I'll be
You
there.
ruined it. But it's a boating haven, I guess. There's restaurants. There's a nice little, it's kind of like if most people who see this will probably know about Newport, Rhode Island, and the
Mhm.
Newport New England Mortgage Bankers Conference in Newport.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a little mini Newport, if you will, on the smaller scale.
Fantastic.
So yeah, so it's in my town. So boating in my town is great. It's close to the beaches and Martha's Vineyard and Elizabeth Islands. So all the fun stuff by water.
Yep, that sounds fantastic. So my little haunt was Mattapoisett.
Yes,
Um,
same thing, very similar.
a very similar type of thing. And so I'm gonna have to come in the summertime and check out Dartmouth when I'm
Yeah.
there. Sure,
Due
that would
due
be
east due east on Buzzards Bay. You'll hit us shortly after that.
exactly, exactly. And I'm familiar enough that I know that, which is amazing in and of itself, being in Minnesota these days where it's 25 degrees today.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is. Well, I appreciate you for doing this with me. Ted
Yes,
has been in the collaborative for a long period of time, and very engaged with us. And we always appreciate all the help that you give our other TMC family members and hope that we can repay that back to you. So
great.
appreciate you doing this with me today.
You got it. Always good to see you, Faith. Thanks.
Good to see you too.